people. Hello. Welcome back to a new episode of A Bit of Talk. I'm so sorry if I'm like swallowing and shit because I just snacked and it was just so good. I can't even believe it's just hummus and then the crackers, but they're specific crackers. They're like longlets, I think, and some celery. Wow, just those three components and I was blown away. So I'm still having currently, but sorry, I'm actually starving. I just came back from uni. So yeah. But yeah, welcome back. I'm Chidi if you don't know me. This is my podcast, A Bit of Talk, where I just talk about things that I think are relevant or that I think you guys want to hear. Yeah, that being said, always, leave a comment or whatnot. First off, if you liked it, if you have any feedback, any critical thoughts, or any topics that you would like to suggest, or any questions that you have, I would be very happy to answer them and to include them and to learn from them. So yeah, I feel like today's topic is just a bit of kind of maybe a continuation of the previous episode. I kind of thought about it like when I was like outside my door. Because I think I mentioned this last episode as well. So, if you want to listen to that episode first or watch that episode first, then do that and then come back. So last episode, I kind of just talked about the pressure on life and living life according to certain standards and to certain, times and all of that. And I have, this one person in mind. And I remember that person once told me how did he say it? Well, now you know it's a he, but how did he say it? Like how he thinks it's great, or how he loves that I get so excited about little things. Or about seemingly little things, and how that kind of just brightens the mood and everything. And I think that was said 2 years ago or a year ago, and it's still stuck with me because I feel like that was the start for me where I started becoming more aware of what makes me happy. And yeah, so that's kind of what I want to talk about, how I found myself just living life and being happy with how I'm living life and how life is. Because for me it's still, hold on, let me just close the window. Thank you. Because for me it's sometimes still a strange phenomena. Is that a word, phenomena? Phenomenon? You guys know what I mean. At how happy I am sometimes, or how there's a sudden rush of happiness that just overcomes me. And in those moments I'm always where is this coming from? Why am I happy? Why am I feeling this joy and content and satisfaction currently? And then, yeah, I mean, even though I still, ask myself those questions in those moments, I now know what makes me happy, And I found out that or generally, I get happy because of life itself and what life brings and what I'm surrounded by or who I'm surrounded by. And I, of course, as I probably also mentioned in the previous episode, I have bigger goals. They're not really that like clear. Like, I don't know what I want to be like career-wise. I have no idea. Like, specifically, you know? I have like an idea, but I don't have an idea, you know? And so I do have those bigger goals that I'm striving towards. However, like, for instance, today, as an example, I was thinking about what am I going to eat today? And I was like, well, I have minestrone because I cooked minestrone yesterday. And I cooked a full pot. So that's going to last me like a few days. And I was like, do I again want to eat minestrone today? And I was like, nah, not really. But I don't want to go grocery shopping. What do I have at home? And I was like, don't really have anything at home that will get me like excited, you know? So now I was like, okay. And I was just thinking, I was like, what if I go to the bakery and just get myself a choco croissant? Like, and then, you know, then I was like thinking in the bus, I was like, yeah, choco croissant, you know, then I could just like have a snack with a choco croissant and like a black tea. And then in the evening, I can eat like a bowl of soup, you know? So that choco croissant, I was looking forward to that choco croissant. Like I was like, I hope the bakery's still open. I saw that the bakery's still open. I went into the bakery, of course, because it's evening. No more choco croissants. So I was like, okay, whatever. Then how about I get myself, and then I was like, what if I get myself a brezel? They didn't have a brezel, but they had Laugenstange. So I got myself a Laugenstange. No, Laugenzopf, sorry. And, but then I saw that they have Nussbeugel. Now this, Gebäck, what's Gebäck in English? That thing, Nussbeugel, my mom introduced that to me. Never knew what it was, but it's quite yummy. It's like dough, and inside is just like a nut filling. And then I saw those, and I was like, and there were a lot, you know, still there, and I was like, you know what? Let me just get a Nussbeugel and a Laugenzopf. So I got myself that, and when I had those in my hand and I walked out of the bakery, I was so happy. I was excited. I was happy. I felt warmth in my soul. Like, I was just so happy that I got a Nussbeugel. And that I'll be at home in my lovely, cozy little home. And that I will make myself a cup of tea and eat that Nussbeugel. And honestly, that made my day. Like, just having that tiny ass Nussbeugel that will last for like, let's say 5 minutes, just made me feel at peace. Just made me just, you know? And that's kind of how I go through life. Not even through life, because life is like long, but like through each day and through each week. Especially students and workers can probably relate. I'm currently not like working, but I had that same feeling when I was working, and also now with uni, especially during winter. Today was okay because today was sunny, but like normally in Berlin it's just like gray, cloudy, and rainy, and cold, and windy. So the motivation is in the negatives, you know? So it's hard to find motivation for work, for uni, to study, to go grocery shopping, to do anything, right? But then I just, ever since that person said that to me, I started to find little things each day that I was just, that could just transform my whole mood. And it's not even things, it's also just people. So for instance, today, I have a group chat. Wow, with Smaranda and Mathilde, and I haven't seen Mathilde in a long time, like over the whole winter break, which is like 6 weeks, and we don't have any classes together. And then today, because they have class together, they wrote in a group chat that we should meet up again, go to the flea market, and get some dumplings and corn dogs afterwards. And when I tell you the way I just smiled looking at that group chat, I was just my head was just like, life is good. I love life, loving life. You know what I mean? Like, I can say that I have established the most perfect friend group ever. And honestly, I'm gonna put that out there, like, and I'm talking about my close friends, because I think a lot of people in my life, but I do have like my close friends, and I'm just realizing and recognizing that I have these people in my life. Like, also when I think about my mom, my dad, and my sister, when I think about them as well, and I'm just like, I'm just so happy. Like, yes, I have shit days. Yes, these people can sometimes annoy me or whatever, but I'm just so, like, it's just, like, they're just, and I do have to say I'm very privileged in that, because I know, and I have friends that, don't have the privilege of having, like, a close relationship with their parents or with their siblings, or who don't even have siblings, or who have difficulty finding friends, which I also had. I'll just put that out there. Which I also had. I kind of learned that with kind of like my self-love journey kind of thing, where I was just like, let's just talk to people, honestly, like, what's gonna go wrong, However, sticking with the topic, so just, I feel like like having a gratitude journal, right? I don't like journaling, so if you like journaling, I can probably most likely recommend it, because I feel like it's kind of the same, like what I do, just not with writing down, but just like thinking about it. Like, being grateful for what you have, and being grateful that you are in this position, and you are in this moment, and you are here. It just makes me so happy. Like, it makes me happy. Like, just happy. Like, I'm so happy right now. Like, even though I have so many freaking assignments that are lined up over the weekend, I'm just so happy, because honestly, I'm just like, I can do it. Like, even though it's a lot, I can do it. Like, I'm happy, and it's like, I also don't want to say that I always feel like this, because I do definitely have days where I'm like, I hate it here. I just hate it here. And I'm just, not loving life. And that's normal, But I do definitely have to say that I've made progress, and I've found more balance between those bad days and those good days. And yeah, so, like, another example is like my TV shows. So I love watching Netflix and Disney Plus. And I watch a lot of things. However, I always have, and this is a concept I go by. This concept is a good concept, yeah? A concept to happiness. Especially I feel like if you are like a watcher, this can brighten your day, or at least your evening if you've had a shitty day. So basically, I have one show, a show that's typically like has quite a lot of seasons, so is probably already quite old. Well, not old, but not like 2020, but maybe like from the 2010s, that just has a lot of seasons, which means and I'll start at the beginning, and it's typically a show that's just very nonchalant, very just easygoing. You don't have to 100% listen to and be attentive, but you always know what's going on, right? And shows like that are like Grey's Anatomy, Vampire Diaries, the shows that I watch are those two, but I already finished them, so but I also really like just US TV dramas, like especially crime. So like Castle, The Blacklist. This one is a good one. Damn it, how's it called? With Kerry Washington. Scandalous. Scandalous? Something like that. All on Disney Plus. And those shows have like a lot of seasons. So this is something that I either binge watch. No, I don't. I don't binge watch. I don't binge watch those shows. But every day I come home, and before I'm home, I'm just so happy that I'll be going home and I can just sit in the seat and just watch, for instance, Castle. I just finished Castle, which is very sad because I actually loved Castle. But just the fact that I have that one thing, especially if you're living alone, if there's nobody like at home waiting for you, if you don't like have a partner, if you don't, live at home or with friends or whoever, or you don't have a pet, if there's nothing at home waiting for you, like, right? So that show, which might seem very ridiculous, but that show really just keeps me grounded. And I'm not even kidding. Like, just, yeah, as I said, when I'm on my way home, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna I didn't go grocery shopping. I'm just gonna make some spaghetti and some tomato sauce with what I have left over. Maybe I have a bit of cheese in my fridge, and then I'm like, oh, wait, I still have apple juice, which is something for me very unusual to have juice here, because I normally don't really drink juice. I don't really normally drink anything else than tea, water, and coffee. So like having a juice is also something that makes me very happy. So, and then I'm like, oh, I have juice. Then I can, drink a cup of juice, a glass of juice with that. And I'm like, ooh, I have cheese. I have Parmesan. Then I can eat some Parmesan with my spaghettis, And then I'm like, ooh, I have my show. Like, and then it's all just, the whole thing is whole. The circle has closed, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's literally how I get through weeks and through days, especially if in that week there's no big event, there's no like birthday, or there's no like dinner party, or like something to look forward to, So that's just like where like, excuse me, what now? Well, sorry guys, it's kind of late. It's not late, but in my mind, it's like, that's kind of just where I find my happiness. And I feel like friends is even a step higher than that, because friends are, I don't know, like people, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And like, for instance, every time I enter my apartment, I greet my apartment. I'm like, hello, I'm back. How you've been? You know? It's like, maybe I'm not greeting my apartment, but more like my plants. See how they're doing. Yeah. And then every night I say good night, see you tomorrow. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Loving life. I don't know. It's just like, I think, especially for like young adults, I mean, like, either you're just, no, I don't know. I feel like if you're in that phase with like uni and work, and you're like, I gotta get this done, I have to get that done, I have to wake up at and get back, and then I can actually go immediately to bed because I'm so tired and exhausted from everything. And especially if you live in a city and it's super hectic, and you're not that type of person who's really in that hectic rush, you know? It's sometimes difficult to just hold on to something and let that sit, and let just to take a minute, and just to breathe, and just to calm down. So having those little things stand out to you is, I think, very important for any age. And I feel like old people, they've probably already realized that because they're at the end of their lives. But I don't know. It's just like, you know, like those, like, knowing that you have juice in the fridge that's cold. So when you take it out, you can have a nice cold sip of juice, you know? Or having that little piece of parmesan left that you can use for your spaghetti. Or, for instance, I'm knitting right now. Like, every time I come home, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. I can just sit down and knit, watch my show, and drink my tea or my juice. Or I really love to do crossword puzzles, or Sudoku. I'm like, ooh, you know, like, let's do that. Like, I'm just so excited to do that. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I'm happy. Honestly, that's how I'm happy. And I feel like I don't get happy easily in that. Well, that's quite the opposite of what I just said. But I'm an emotional person, so I feel, you know, I really feel my emotions. However, like, for me, often it's like, let's say like this, to further support my argument of making little things in your life stand out, is that often these little things, they often don't change, right? Like, of course, the show ends, but you'll always find, or like, you'll most likely find a show that will be just as good, just as long, you know? You know, if you don't have juice, you can just go buy some juice. Or maybe have an orange, make your own juice. Sorry. Okay. You know, those little things, I feel like they're always there. And they won't just go away. Like, they won't go away without you knowing, you know? And also, there's something that won't come to you as a surprise, you know? And I feel like, for instance, when I'm when, I don't know, bigger things are happening. Like, for instance, when I'm doing a casting and I don't know, I have a good feeling. I never express that good feeling, and I never express like happiness or I actually never express anything. Or if I don't know, there you go. If I'm waiting for a test result on my exam that I just did, when my mom calls me and asks how it went, I'm like, it went, I wrote, I'm done, let's just see. I just feel nothing, and I try not to think about it, try not anything, and then I'll be happy when I have the result, or I'll be sad, or whatever, I'll, only let myself express those emotions towards the test exam, the results, when I know what it is, right? And I feel like for something like that, I don't get happy, I don't get excited, I don't nothing. Because you never know, right? You never know if it's going to be good. You never know if it's going to be bad. So I feel like if you don't feel, that's kind of my theory behind it. If I don't feel during that waiting period, it can't hurt me. Because I know when I go back home, I'll have these little things that I know are going to be there, that I know that are going to make me happy, that are going to make me full, that are going to make me cozy, that are going to make me warm. And then life is good. Right? And then often when kind of, for instance, a test result is so overpowering and I'm just like, if it goes bad, I'm just so sad, disappointed, angry, whatever. And those little things don't cheer me up enough. I'm always like, well, honestly, who cares? Because I'm always like, we're on Earth. We're on a planet. A planet in the middle of the universe. Surrounded by darkness and other planets. With maybe other creatures and beings. Who the fuck cares if I passed that test? Well, maybe you should pass, but, But who cares if I only got, or if I only just passed? You know what I mean? Like, because, and I'm not saying to continue that who cares, how's it called? Who cares, those who cares vibes, like throughout life and throughout everything that you're doing, because then what is life? Like, why are you doing what you're doing? You know what I mean? But I'm saying is that when those results come in and you don't like what you're seeing, don't make it determine your whole day, your whole life, your whole purpose, your whole being, your whole you. Because in the end, who cares, right? And I know that, it has to look good on that and it has to look good on that. I'm totally aware, yeah? I put so much pressure on myself to perform well academically, for instance. Like I will be very disappointed if I get a bad result. However, when I do get that result, I think, who cares? Who cares? And then when I'm like, okay, I just want to retreat. I want to take a step back, breathe, find out what went wrong, surround myself in my four walls, and eat my Nussbeugel, watch my show, and start knitting to just take a break, right? And through that, I find motivation again to achieve better next time. Because those little things, I feel like they build a network. They're not a network. Is it nets? What is that? Let me just what is that called? Nets? English. No, I don't mean network. Ich meine, so, ja genau, so Geflecht. Breed? What are you talking about? Wait, I think you know what I mean with network. But I feel like those little things all build a network that you can fall back on. Because they'll be here. They'll be here. You can surround yourself with them. By them? With them? I don't know. You know? And that network, you'll know, hey, I have this, and I have this. I'm good. I'm living. I have food. I have my friends. I have my family. You know, like I'm so grateful for what I have, and what I have is covering almost everything that I need. You know, or probably covering everything that I need. And this test result that came from the outskirts of my own circumference, yeah, that came from the outside, that's the outside. That's over there, but it's not in here. You know what I mean? Like, it's not deconstructing. That's what I want to say. Deconstructing my network, and it's not breaking it down. Right? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Let me just take a sip. Yeah, so I feel like if you're just aware of what you have, be grateful of that, and be aware and just have that awareness, or recognize that often things that seem so big and so like important and crucial and urgent and whatnot, they often aren't. They might be in that small circle over there, in that like area over there. But if you step out of that area for a second and just go back to your area, you're like, who is that? What is that? What, you know, like, this has nothing to do with this. Right? So yeah. That is also why some of you probably notice, when I'm in a job, if I don't like it, I'm leaving. I will not. No. I'm gonna hop to the next job. Honestly, don't care how that looks on my CV. If you got a problem, ask me, and I'll explain why I left or why I'm hopping from job to job. Like, if you're treating me unfair, if you're being mean, if you're being disrespectful, if you're not paying me enough for the labor that I'm doing, honey, I'm gone. I'm not gonna be your slave. So sorry. Yeah, so that's kind of that. That's how I'm happy. That's how I live life happily, with satisfaction and content and all of that. Yeah. So yeah, find those little things in your everyday life that you can use as pillars to create a network that you can surround yourself in and find comfort in and warmth. And yeah. Exactly. That's all I had to say today. I hope you liked it. I hope this helps you or supports you in some kind of way, or maybe that you learned something. And yeah, I'm gonna make myself some black tea. I wanted to go to yoga, but let's see if I find a motivation. I might go, I think the last class is at 8. I might go to that class. Let's see. I'm gonna eat my Nussbeugel and my Laugenzopf because I'm starving. I'm gonna watch my new show. I'm watching The Rookie on Disney Plus. And I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill for a second. Yeah. Exactly. So, I hope you guys have a good day, evening, week. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, I'm cold.